Let's start with it. We have the Colts. We have the Titans. Titans opened. This is our Thursday night game. Probably going to suck. But it's football. We're going to watch it, and that's the important part. Titans opened -2. It's now down to -1. It's actually pick'em in a couple different places. Our friends over at William Hill have it as a pick'em. Most of the money, most of the bets are all going on the Titans over under of 48.5, with most of the money coming in on the over about 70%. Sia, an okay Colts team and an okay Titans team. How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's clear that the sharps are on the Colts here, because in some of these places, like the line has dropped. Like I'm seeing, I think it's on DraftKings Sportsbook, Titans are +1 now. So
Wow.
all of the bets seem to be on the Titans, which makes sense, right? Colts coming off a loss. It's, Phillip Rivers ultimately, and the Titans are kind of this hot team. So, with the public being on the Titans and the line moving towards the Colts, that is very, very strange. I got to say, though, this is one of those instances where I'm going to fade the sharps, and it's exclusively because of Phillip Rivers. I just, as good as the defense is for the Colts and as good as that trio of running backs might be, I can't. And this is why my biggest bet was the Ravens last week, by the way, because I knew at some point they were going to have to lean on Phillip Rivers, and that's not a thing the Colts can do. RIP this year, because next year when they get rid of Rivers and get a real quarterback, they're going to be a real team. But again, I got to fade the sharps here. I understand where they're going, like fade the public. The public's going to see this line under 3, and they're going to be like, oh my God, the Titans at home, they're going to easily win this game. I get why the sharp money is in a different place, but it's Phillip Rivers, man. Give me the Titans.
Yeah, that defense, that Colts defense is definitely real. I think we can agree upon that. I know we agree upon the Titans defense not being that good,
right?
But I don't think Phillip Rivers is the man to take advantage of that, right? Like, I don't think he is the quarterback that's going to be like, oh yeah, Phillip Rivers is really going to really carve up this Tennessee defense. I don't see that happening at all. So I would have to agree with you. I think it is going to be, it's an AFC South matchup. So right there, we know this game's going to A, probably be pretty boring, and B, probably definitely be pretty boring. So it is what it is. So it's going to be close, most likely. I will say that. But considering the line, as you said, anywhere from -1 to +1 to the Titans is definitely pretty interesting. And it's something to pay attention to. Now, most of the money's on the over. It is 48.5. So it's not the highest over, but I can't see this game being very fun. I think I'm going to agree with you. I think we're going Titans, and we're going to take that one to the bank.
Yeah. And the line opened at 50.5 and it's down to 48.5. I like the under here. I think both these teams are going to keep it pretty close to the vest. The Colts don't really pass unless they need to. So I think it's going to be Nyheim Hines, Jordan Wilkins, and that guy, Jonathan Taylor, who's kind of just that guy at this point.
He kind of is. Yeah, it's sad.
Although, for the record, I think he's actually going to have a good game. Reich was very much behind him after the game in terms of it almost seemed like he was getting lesser carries because he fumbled. It was a big fumble.
Yeah, 100%.
But Reich made it sound like, no, that's not. It was more like a game script type of thing. I still think they're behind Jonathan Taylor. And against this defense, they could potentially Jonathan Taylor could not necessarily have a breakout game, but have a game where if you're starting him in fantasy or in your showdown lineup, you'll be really happy you did.
I like that. Would you say it is what it is, Sia? Would you say that fumble is what it is? I don't know. Thank you, Casey. We always appreciate you hanging out with us. And ask us questions. Everybody out there, we got the chat open. Ask us all the questions you want. We're here to help. We're here to try and help you make money. If you got some interesting things to say, as long as they're not stupid, we're all for it.